Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with episode 34 of Macross 7, following up on a very episode. How about you
It
go
was
ahead
an
and describe it to us, why it was such a
episode
episode?
episode 33, Betrayal and Girls' Tears. Basically what happened is that Mylene follows Bizarra to the forest slash vegetation plant. I guess it's called vegetation plant because it's supposed to recycle the oxygen in the ship. And this is in City 7. And she finds out that she's singing to Sybil. She doesn't know what to do, so he goes to her daddy and goes like, "Papa, Papa, I discovered this." That gets overheard by Colonel Barton, who decides to do something about it, sends a ship to capture Sybil, which of course, when Basara goes back again to try to sing to Sybil, and also Gigil is trying to find, absorbing more spiritia, they find a hole in the ground and they fight each other and they fight, well, mostly Gigo tries to fight Basara. Basara dodges. And Mylene shows up and is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I told my dad, blah, blah, blah." And those Gigo takes Mylene captive. And because Mylene is captive, Basara says, "Oh, the military must have had them." So they go to Battle 7. They break in. Colonel Barton tries to stop them. But Max says, "No, Sybil is in this place, right?" Before that, Colonel Barton basically tries to destroy the barrier around Sybil. And so, hey, if she gets away, it could be big trouble. It's like, doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. Do it. I'll take responsibility.
I just want
Okay.
to, in the defense of my guy, I just
Uh,
want to point out he doesn't succeed in destroying the barrier. So, even though we're putting this evil on him for trying, he's not the one who actually does it. So,
yeah. And so there's a crisis there because Giggle has Mylene, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, don't kill Mylene." And Colonel Barton is like, "I don't care. We got to stop him." So, but they finally find where the containment area is, and between Basara singing and Giggle giving them the spiritual that he stole from some other people, she wakes up screaming, flies away, right? Um, and you know, Colonel Barton first starts to shoot Giggle, and he hits him in the eyepiece. So I guess that's why he doesn't kill him or does any significant damage. Uh, he also flies away in his mech. Basara goes after them on foot, but a piece of the ship collapses, and Colonel Barton is like, "Well, you're in trouble now." He's about to, I don't know, either shoot or intervene with Basara when what's his name?
I think he was just about to put him under arrest.
One on arrest when what's his name? Oh my god,
Gambling.
Gambling punches Colonel Barton, but because he's working with Milia, he's not really under the control of the military, and does she says, "Don't worry about it. I wanted to do the same thing. It's you just got agitated. You're fine."
I'm pretty
And
sure he's still part of the entire complex. He's just like been
I mean, he is,
stationed.
but
Yeah,
yeah, no, but he's supposed to be in the direct control command of
right.
Milia.
Which is illegal. Well, it's illegal in the real world. It's the chain of command. You can't be commanded by a civilian government to take military action without you know without direct
Well,
command from your actual superiors. They can't
but since
supersede your orders, basically.
but since he was put under that command by the military, in this case was Captain Max Genius. So
Technically,
I
he
guess
didn't
it's
give his wife a rank, though. He put her under.
no.
He put him under her command, which is still to say, if Max gives him an order, he follows Max's order. She can be in charge of him, but she cannot supersede his order. Again, this is if this was the real world. This is obviously one well into the future, and two
Yeah.
in a sci-fi reality. It's the same thing as when me and Justin talk about what the law must be in Gundam Seed. that it's illegal or it's a war crime to take hostages of civilians in a battlefield, but they get into like this fake they get into this like fake tribunal, and they start citing sub rules to international law where it's actually legal to take hostages, and it's like, did she make that up, or is Gundam Speed supposed to be such a dark alternate reality that we have made it legal to take hostages? Right, that sort of thing. So if this is that sort of thing where we don't have the same chain of command structures anymore,
Yeah.
maybe that happened after Space War 1 because we need people in authority and you can't always count on people surviving a combat.
I mean, it reminds me of that time where the Centrati cities, the citizens had mechs and they superseded the commands. Hikaru was like, "Oh, they're civilians. I can't force them to do this," right? And he retreated.
I think that's because
He
he
got,
wasn't acting with any authority. He just showed up to an incident and was like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna do what I do. You know what I would actually like to see? I would like to see them have a stance on chain of command when it comes to
Mhm.
mind control.
Mm.
One, specifically because we have Proto Devlin who can mind control people, basically take over your body. But two, we dealt with it 5 years ago with Sharon Apple. So,
Yeah,
some sort of clearly, I think the captain has been put under mind control and citing, you know, Article 7 of, of whatever.
yeah.
I'd
Not
declare
being
him
sound of
unfit for
mind.
command.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know sound of mind and body. Yeah. Um, oh, and I was going to say something, and well, we haven't finished because Bazara then leaves, and that fits something that happens earlier in the episode where Ray confronts Basara like, "Hey, you're leaving again," and Basara's like, "Well, I don't know why I'm singing, and I'm trying to find out." And so he's like, well, "Okay, sure, go find yourself." So at the end of the episode, he leaves with his mech, to I guess find Sybil, and in the process, find himself.
Oh, they should have
And
taken the
episode,
mech away from him.
yeah, episode 33 for that to happen out of 49. So
Mm-hmm.
there you go.
Went on walkabout.
Again, a lot of this stuff, and for people who like this show, right? And I do want to like this show. I mean, I was supporting Max and against Colonel Barton, like, oh, that doesn't make sense. So I really I want to side with the heroes, right? I want to side with the show. The show's telling me, this is the
You
way it's
were
supposed to be.
saying that Colonel Barton was taking actions on his own, and I was thinking
Yeah.
in my head, yeah, like a fucking hero. So I have also appreciated that we have differing views on who the heroes are.
Well, at least the show wants to show that Barton was the one being
Yeah, yeah. The
reckless,
show
and
also wants to say that Basara is an amazing guy. So I
yeah,
don't really buy
that's the
into what the show.
problem.
I don't really buy into what the show wants us to think.
Yeah.
So
So if all this stuff had happened much earlier and we've seen some kind of character development, I'm gonna probably, if people are watching this, I'm gonna harp on this until the very end of the show, and I'm probably gonna say something after
I mean,
the show is over.
unless it saves itself at some point before the end of the show.
Yeah, which could happen, but with every episode, less likely, right?
I also want to say, I don't know if this applies to you, so I'm hoping it does, that despite all the grievances, the complaints about certain characters, the notes about the writing, I still really like this show.
I'm on the opposite side of that. The show, I really wanted, I'm still hoping that I mean, I like a couple of things about the show, but there's this gaping hole in the middle called Nikiri Basara that I'm like, yeah, that's just become the black hole that I can't go
Well, see, the
overcome for
thing is
some
that
reason.
they've given me enough of a supporting cast and characters around him, and the whole. The thing is that I've always said I like the bad guys more in a lot of things because, especially in shows where plot armor is heavy, the bad
Mhm.
guys never have plot armor. Like they can fall in love and then they can go out and they go into a battle and they'll just fucking die because it's a miracle if they get story of their own, and then it's a miracle if they survive a fight. Like no bad guy has plot armor unless they're the main bad guy.
And even then,
Yeah, so I always like the bad guys more because their story any fucking thing could happen, right? I can't get invested in a good guy because I know they're always going to win. By the end of the show, they're probably still going to be alive. They're going to get probably everything they want. I'm interested in the people that, you know, security guard who has to go investigate a noise. God, I hope this guy makes it. Red shirt. If there's like 5 red shirts to get beamed down, man, some of these guys might live. you
Yeah.
know?
So at the end of the episode, basically, Basara just goes off trying again, like I said, trying to find himself and Sybil, and whatever happens, happens. I
Well, we
guess.
know that Giggle's gonna sing, apparently. What
Is it
there was also something I was
that?
thinking of before Barton took Sybil was that we know that Giggle tried at least because he picks up the guitar and he played it like, well, he didn't play, he
One?
strummed it.
Yeah.
Last episode before last rather, and he just realized he couldn't fucking do it. So
Like he was like I can't do this. Like okay,
yeah, so I mean, at least I appreciate it. He's just not like sitting back like some sort of audio voyeur or whatever.
well, sort of. Sorry, sorry. And that leads to today's episode 34, the day Giggle sang
It's probably
or
gonna, I
sings.
mean, also the freeze frame at the end of the last episode, he's like bleeding from every orifice. So it's probably the day Giggle died too. It's probably gonna be some sort of
Probably.
last minute sacrifice where, oh, I was human or whatever. All right, well, that was our recap, and the only thing I want to go over real quick is a poll that I put up the other day. So this has really only had 24 hours to run, but I still think it's enough time to get out of it what we were going to get out of it. I asked everyone to name, or actually rank, their favorite member of Firebomber. Now, I know you have a penchant for going over the community stuff. Did you see this one? This poll that I put
No,
out? All right.
no.
So, because I'm going to ask you, obviously, up front, who do you think is the least favorite member of Firebomber?
See?
Who?
Mylene,
Nope. The least favorite
repeat it,
member
repeat
of
this.
Firebomber is Ray Lovelock.
Really interesting.
I'll give you one more chance. Who do you think the second least favorite member of Firebomber is?
Fetus.
Yep. Vafetus Feast. Sorry, Ray Lovelock with 5% of the vote. Vafetus got 8% of the vote. Third place is Mylene Flair Genus with 29% of the vote, which means that another poll that has Basara Nikki at over 50%, in this case 58%, as the favorite member. He is
Yeah.
the favorite idol of Macross, of the 4 idols that we had available for listing, and he is the favorite member of the band. I thought at least Mylene had a chance. She's got like second billing as main character of the show, or I guess maybe third if we count Gamlin as possibly a main character. Um, but yeah, no, like I said, over half the people like him. So I
What
anticipate
did
some sort of turnaround is going to be happening here. It's either that or he was supposed to have been likable from the beginning. It just didn't
click
sell
with
that.
us? Yeah.
Well, I
It
mean,
didn't click with me. So,
well,
and
obviously.
I do have to admit that I said it from the very beginning. I came into this with prejudice, but I was given the show a chance to surprise me. Like, hey, I could be wrong. It's not as terrible as I expected the show to be, clearly, but it hasn't won me over.
Again, my problem
After,
is that I came into it myself really high. Like it went
Mhm,
instantly went up. Like, oh, I love this music. Don't really have a problem with the art style, considering we're going different
yeah,
ways with the different generations of art we're watching. And then his music doesn't do anything. He's interrupting the battles. People don't know what he's up to, and we don't get any information. It's a slow descent with a bunch of peaks every so often of, oh, that's pretty good. Oh, some information. Oh, ta-ta. I don't actively hate the show as much as you do. I'm not saying you
I
hate
mean,
it.
I don't
I don't
actually hate
actively
it, but
dislike the show as much as you
yeah,
do. The music is still a really high point for me because it is the best. It's like 80s music, so I love it. It is the best music of Macross so far. My second is still Macross Zero. I loved Sarah's music in Macross Zero. more than
Theory over there.
Mylene's. She had
Very
less
theory over there.
songs. It was less songs, but it was more natural, I want to say. Whereas Mylene's
Ethereal
songs were weird.
world music kind of 90s
Yeah,
world music kind of thing, which I appreciate.
yeah. So yeah, I think the music is kind of just carrying the show. And there's a couple of good episodes, right? Like I would say Macross 7 has been maybe 30% good.
Well, yeah,
I feel like if you boiled it down to like all the important parts, 30% of what we've seen is what
yeah,
should be in the movie. If we,
mm,
if we were like to make a movie of this, Do You Remember Love of Macross 7?
yeah. I mean,
Macross,
we do have OVAs and we do have a movie, so
yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see we'll see what they do there, right?
Macross
If they
7,
change
Do
it.
You Remember the Plot?
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to go into before we jump in?
Nope.
All right, let's go ahead and get on into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
So, are you saying you think Colonel Barton is a bad guy
I mean, I think he has
or an anti-hero?
good. He's more of an anti-hero, right? And he has good intentions. Certainly, he wants to defeat the enemy. I mean, again, that's the thing. In another show where you don't have this emphasis on singing your way to not even victory, to peace and love and harmony, he would be a perfect character. It's like, yeah, people are attacking us. We got to defend ourselves, right?
I would argue.
And I have to admit that I do like Mylene. So seeing Mylene in danger and this guy's going like, I don't care if she dies. I'm like, God damn it, but I actually like her. Come on.
I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I was about to say, Max should have separated himself from the action because Mylene is his daughter. He can't be
Yeah.
objective about it, and I think that's what Colonel Barton has: objectivity. 1,000,000 people is more important to me than one person.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's somebody that could say, okay, but how far do you take that math? And I would say, 1,000,001 people is more important than 1,000,000 people. Right? I'll kill 1,000,000 people to save 1,000,001 people. Unless we're going to start taking into account, like, importance to civilization or shit like that. All I'm saying is, the math works. Arguably, they've gone out of their way to make Mylene unimportant. She can't sing by herself to affect anything, other than Alice Holiday once. Which we already know. I've said it a number of times. They made it clear during a Gabble episode.
Yeah, we're in the Kaiju Monster of the Week situation.
I mean, to be fair, like I said before, the Centrati were Kaiju.
Were they really? Just because you're somebody's large doesn't make him a Kaiju.
Yeah. I mean, I think... Sure. Okay, if you're going with monster as definition of kaiju, then
Yeah.
Varel or whatever the fuck his name is, he's humanoid. I would say arguably giants are kaiju. Because Godzilla is just a reptile version of a human. A really fat guy with scales.
So they're gonna have a concert without him?
They've done it before.
Oh, so it's just a presentation. They're not. She knows that she's not. Somehow she knows that he's not there.
I'd love to have like a point of view from her, and she has like a spiritual detector. She's fucking weird. We don't know stuff with Flower Girl.
Yeah.
ライブ
今回はどうかな。
何よ、あいつ平気で遅刻したりするけどすっぽかしたりしないじゃない。
まあな。
だったら来るでしょ。
Well, let's see. He spent all of his time healing one of the enemy, showed up to fights without any power in his songs because he's been healing the enemy.
今でもな。
今
いや、今日のライブは無理かな。あ、見れぬ。
What do you think the flower represents? Hope it's not one of those "I'll come back when it blooms" sort of things. Maybe Gigil's gonna sing because he wants Sybil to love him back. And he thinks Sybil is going after Basara because Basara sings. Oh, I love when we do flashbacks with no audio. Perfect for the show about music.
See, that's the thing. He's like, oh, I wasn't enough to wake her up. But all the other 10 or 20 episodes, he was shooting up these guys with speaker pods and doing nothing. It was like, oh, I'll try again.
I guess hat said Mephitis. That's merch that you'd want.
Yeah.
Also that shirt. Also that plushie.
Yeah.
Also, like, he seems wholly unconcerned with the fact that the way that Sybil was woken up was with the coma energy of everybody in the city.
Yeah, it's only that he couldn't do it. That's his.
Wholly unconcerned with the fact that Gigil went out and, you know, put more people into comas.
I hope he brought s'mores because he's.
So he gets some fucking clothes.
He still has the bullet embedded in the gun.
Good, maybe he'll remember Colonel Barton. Ah, stop jerking off Basara. Oh, okay. One might say that she's kind of a trifle. Oh, you get it? The single flower? That's fine, we don't have to make him not blurry. Everyone will understand what's happening. Was it saving money not to unblur him?
So now we know the Sybil has gone rogue, but has not fully awakened.
I feel like Gepernick is like the architect from the Matrix.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think I'd go to a Firebomber concert without Basara. Miley's not that bad. It's like hearing your favorite song, just with a different voice. It's not even like a remix. Although I will say, Basara sings over the the instruments. She doesn't seem to do that.
そろそろ限界ね。
え、何がですか？
見れんよ。
まさか今日のミレーヌは最高に乗ってますよ。持ち歌だってまだ半分以上残っているし。
あなた恋人と長続きしないでしょ
え、どうしてですか？
Damn. Wow.
Well, I bet your boyfriend died in a plane crash. How about that?
メンバー16行くわよ。
You want to be a bitch to that? I'll be a bitch right back.
ミレーヌよく頑張ったな。今日のライブはこれでラストだ。
どうして？
See what I mean? They like cut Mylene's legs out from under her every
朝
time.
が来るまで歌うわ。バサラは戻ってこないよ。何かを見つけるまで。
だから行ってこい。
You better enjoy it. That's probably the last time you're ever gonna hear from us talk.
ラストナンバーはバルキリーから頼むぞ。
ビヒード。それじゃラスト行きます。リメンバー16。忘れないで。
God, I wish we knew what that meant.
バサラ、私一言謝りたいんだ。余計なことしたから。
I don't get it. I told the authorities where the bad guy was. What a horrible person I am. That person in the background doesn't have a head, by the way. I don't know if you noticed it. There's a guy in a suit with his arms raised, no head. Maybe it's supposed to be juxtaposition. How we keep showing Basara in scenes with no background audio.
Oh, so he was the one that was talking.
いいぞグラビル。スピリチュアを吸い尽くして未来永劫を目覚めることのない永民の美を見せてやれ。
なるほどシビル。スピリチュアで溢れておる。たわけたやつよ。
Dude, your minions got killed by a song. I don't think.
Yeah.
我がしもべたちよ。
グラビル。
Wait,
何を
what?
するバルゴ。
見ての通り
邪魔をする気か。ただでは済まんぞ。
未熟者よ。何をほざきおる。邪魔はお前よ。
黙れ。この雑魚どもをグラビルから離せ。さもないと。
さもなくば何とす。我に武器を向けるとは愚か者が。
A weapon we already know does nothing.
そもそも貴様を呼び覚ましたのが間違い。シビルが。
何やつ。
シビルは誰にも渡され。うわあ。
Okay.
Also, the entirely unexplained turn of Borgel, or whatever his name is.
I mean, turning they're competing. Who's the? It's a typical bad guy thing where it's like, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, that's
I'm
not what
gonna
I
do it.
read. I thought he was siding with Sybil.
No,
That's not. I mean, I don't know where you're getting your point of view from either.
no, they were. Remember, they were in the bridge earlier with Kaepernick, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna do it." And it's like, "No, you're stupid." I'm
Right?
gonna
No,
do
I
it."
get that, but when he was talking in the moment, it was like, isn't it obvious? And it seemed to me more like we're having a fallout.
Oh, he got arrested for it.
Oh no, I got that when there was two security guards outside his door.
Yeah.
上官に暴力を振るうなんて軍人としては。
最低ね。本来なら一階級降格されても文句の言えない軽率な行動だわ。
はい。
でも、あの時あなたが殴らなかったら、この私が殴っていた
Well,
わ。
maybe you should have. You're a civilian. I think you could have gotten away with it.
お礼を言うわ。
いいえ。
ところであなたは釈放よ。今後のあなたの身柄は私に一任されているの。あなたが望むなら、しばらく休暇を取っても構わないわ。
ミリア師匠。
That's also very dumb.
やめるつもり？
はい。
わかりました。あなたをダイヤモンドフォース隊長の任から解きます。
ありがとうございます。
それ癖になってるでしょ。なかなか抜けないわよ。
注意します。
それでガムリン、軍を辞めてもあなた当てはないわよね。
はあ。
ミレーヌがね、バサラを追って出て行ってしまったのよ。困った娘よね。
ミレーヌさんがこんな未知の惑星に飛び出すなんて、敵だっていつ襲ってくるか。
ガムリン、あなたの退職金のことなんだけど。
今はそんなことを。
VF-17S バルキリー1機でいいかしら。
Could give him a VF-19, could you? No, I was saying it was dumb because, hey, commander of the defense force for the city alone, really the only person with any experience, you should take some time off. You know, especially now that we've released the bad guy to just wander. I mean, I know that we can't really do anything about her, but it would be nice to have somebody. Oh, please, more cotton candy monsters. That are apparently also destroyed by a spiritual beam.
Gigil のあの姿、あれはあれで美を感じる。献身美というやつだ。それよりも我らはシビルを追う。行かせねえ。見逃してやろうと思っていればつけ上がりよって。ふざけるな。グラビル、シビルを捕まえるんだ。私は裏切り者を始末する。行かせん。行かないのは貴様だ。どけ。
いつまでも遊んでおれぬわ。
Dude, you can fucking teleport. Just teleport to where Civil is, crap her, and go.
覚悟はいいか、ギギル。シビル。はあ。
ミレーヌさん、無事でいてください。
So Milena goes after Basara. He goes after Milene. Basara is trying to find himself and not actually going after Sybil, but Gigil is going after Sybil,
どうしたのグババ？
and everybody's going after Sybil.
グババ？
Right, well, yeah, and Giggle's waylaying everyone going after Civil.
バサラそっちの方にいるの？すっごいグババ。
I guess he's singing now.
I mean, it's exactly the scenario I predicted. Well, I mean, if he dies, it is. Thank God he can hear the guitar from nowhere.
どういうことだこれは。謎の美。
Which, you know, that he can't do.
Okay.
Yep, that one chord. That ruins it all, because he clearly can't play any of the song progressions.
はこれはグラビルがシビルを追わずに何をしているかと思えば貴様かアニマスピリチア。シビル
Think he
を
was
見
following
失った
because you
穴
got
埋めは
beaten
貴
his
様で
ass.
する。お前を手に入れればおまけに無様な。どうしたというのだ。アニマスピリチアはどこへやった。どこかへ忘れてきたのか。グラビル、お前もそう思ったか。
バサラ
見えぬ。姑息な。
The VF ones didn't have faces, right?
No.
The VF-19 original did not have face, right?
バサラごめんなさい。
何のことだ。
いいからごめんなさい。私一言謝りたかったの。
ったくおめえはそんなことを言いにこんなとこまで来たのかよ。
だって私が余計なことをしたばっかりに。
なんだそりゃ。
だって怪物なんかに負けるもんですか。バサラどうして歌
By
わ
the
ない
way, thank God he can just, like, get out of the creature who can
バサラ
capture them easily in past episodes and now suddenly can't, like, hold on to them.
私のせいで歌を歌わないの。
そんなんじゃね
わかんないよ。わかんないよ。わかんないよ。
And I was just afraid of her.
Yeah.
Remember, that has a beam stronger than the Macross 7's own cannon. Careful, your hearts are making contact.
I guess so.
バサラ。ただお前は本当のお前じゃない。
So was that English?
I guess so.
The translation didn't seem to see so. Literally how he beat them last time. It's the same
Yeah.
move, same animation.
変わらない俺をカモンピープル。
Maybe dead?
待って教えて。何を探しているの。ねえバサラ。なんで私の歌に。
It's ironic because this is
I-
literally where Basara was at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Listen to me! Run away!
バサラ。
Okay.
Eh,
That was a thing.
yeah, I mean, I don't know why Gigil was singing. Like, maybe if he heard Basara's guitar, it would make some sense, but
Yeah.
I think
I guess he was singing because he had nothing. He couldn't do any more, right? He was like, well, I'm dead. Might as well just go down.
except that
singing?
he didn't sing even when Sybil was in the bubble thing. So
Yeah.
why would he try it now and not like then? And also just kind of subverts my whole thing of there being maybe a an underlying music to the universe.
Yeah.
The same way that Ray was singing along with a song that was happening in space that he couldn't possibly have heard. So, why was Giggle singing to a song he couldn't possibly hear?
I mean, I think.
He was singing in
Yeah.
time with the guitar being played that he could not have heard.
Yeah.
Possibly he's dead anyway, so it didn't matter. Unless they go rescue Giggle, and we just do this whole thing of third mysterious faction forming of people that.
Yeah.
マサラが自分勝手するからガムリンさんと冒険だ。
いたとはなんだ。
やだモンスターが襲ってきた。
撃つんじゃね
次回2人だけの夜。
え。熱いビートに心を燃やせ。
Okay, so the Minmay Hikaru episode, but for Gamlin and Mylene.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Yeah, they're off by themselves. No one else around. I'm going to assume that they're going to get into an accident or something and they're just going to be stranded.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm like,
I mean,
okay.
I'm sure I'm going to pick this up in the note taking because clearly I missed something with the discussion with Geppernick. But I don't know. Like, I'm not 100% sure why Sybil is being regarded as gone rogue. Like, did she do a cocoon thing? Is that why she was being locked up and needed all that power? That she's doing some sort of transformation into a version of Sybil that doesn't follow their beliefs or paths or something?
Again, we don't have. That's the problem with the show. We never have enough information other than she's gone rogue, right?
By doing what? Literally, her inactivity is her rogueness right now.
Apparently.
Also, you tried to kill her. When you tried
That
to kill
too.
everything, it's like you could kill Sybil and Giggles on the ship, and blah, blah, blah. And it's just a trifle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't. Also, again, the fact that Grabble, a thing that destroys waves of VF-11s,
Mm-hmm.
and has a beam weapon stronger than the Macross 7's beam weapon, or Battle 7's beam weapon, and has manhandled Sound Force in the past, even ate one of them, just could barely do anything to lone Mylene. Like, it even shied away from her, and we know she doesn't even pull over 1,000 Chiba song units.
Whatever that means.
Well, remember I did a calorie score. It's enough to keep a light bulb powered for maybe a minute. You know, that dangerous amount of power. I don't know. I don't. Also, the whole hey Gamblin, you should take a vacation. Sole protector of the city.
I mean, there's the other two in Diamond Force, but so.
Oh yeah, no, the two people who barely we never see them out of the little window that they contact Gamlin. Man, like they got showed when he was given command, walking out from behind the desk or something, and then that was it. So yeah, you're gonna give it to Dick and Morley? That's
Yeah,
the last protection of City 7.
I guess so. I mean, it's just so.
It's like Zordon telling Tommy and the gang to go take a vacation. Rita certainly won't attack us this week. You know, it's insanity.
It's all over the place.
I'm gonna quit the force. Fine. You know? Thank God you didn't spend your entire life on this, Gamlin. Literally, we read your sheet. You graduated early and got promoted heavily. You've defined your entire life as being part of the military. Well, I'm taking it that you don't have much to add here.
No.
Alright, well, I guess we'll go ahead and call it there then. Once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone Face Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?